Mike and Sean here with T3M, and today we're going to talk about hate and why are we getting these critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic and everything with so much hate. Sean, any thoughts on the amount of hate that we've been seeing all across the board for these movies that aren't too bad, actually?
Yeah, my God, guys, it really has become popular to talk shit about everything. And it's like, it's so common now. You expect it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. It's become a trend for, and I know that's their job is to critique, but now it's more like their job is to say why this movie is so bad. And I think it's ridiculous, man. I really do. And it ruins everybody's experiences. So,
yeah. I think a lot of it is like a bandwagon-ish mentality. Now, I have seen movies that have gotten amazing reviews that aren't so great. I've seen movies that have gotten abysmal reviews that are great, and I know that film is subjective. But, you know, I feel like it's not – like a lot of it isn't true. Like, it's bullshit. Like, okay, you look at a movie like, let's just say Sausage Party, which I thought was an okay movie. Does it deserve like an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't know. I know it's an aggregate, but I don't know.
Yes,
Sean
it
thinks
does.
So. Sean thinks so. Personally, I don't think so. And like I said, film is subjective entirely. But I want to talk about how I just saw fucking Ben Hur on Thursday night and how I actually liked it, despite it having a 29% on Rotten fucking Tomatoes.
29, just dropping salt in the wound. Jesus Christ, that's a terrible score.
And it pisses me off too, because I go in
thinking it's gonna suck.
with fucking low expectations. This is gonna be a huge rant episode, guys. Sorry.
Go for it.
With low expectations, and fucking I liked it. I don't know if there's something wrong with me. I don't know if I saw a different fucking movie or what. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. And I are there any like glaring examples, Sean, to you where you have gone into a movie thinking it's gonna be fucking awful because of critic reviews and it's actually good?
Man, there have been so many times that has happened. And like I said, we've talked about this before. We've kind of delved into. We're going to dig a little deeper. I've almost gotten to the point where, and me as me being a self-proclaimed movie nerd as it is, I want to read reviews just because I'm curious. But now it's like I don't want to read them before I see them anymore because they just love to talk shit about the movies, even if it's great. They just hate on it, man. And then even if it is great, you go in there with that opinion and like. Everybody thinks this is shit. When is it going to start turning to shit? It's got to turn into shit. Everybody says it's shit. Instead of just watching it and then later reading and being like, you know what? I completely fucking disagree. I thought it was great. So many times has that happened that I'm having trouble pulling a specific example out right now. Like, people will laugh at this. Like, I remember being a kid and going to see RoboCop 2. I thought that movie was exciting. I thought it was gruesome, violent, cheesy. It was awesome. It got bashed, and I mean, and Matrix 2, people talk shit about it. I had fun watching the Matrix 2. I'm not going to say it's better than the original, but it was fun to watch. Shit, what? Empire Strikes Back. They didn't talk shit about it, but again, I'm running off into a completely different tangent here. But it does happen. It really does happen where they say that's bad, and it's not.
And another thing that people do is when a movie comes out and it's a sequel. And it's not as good as the first one, so automatically it's the worst. It's the worst fucking thing ever.
I think that's where I was. That's in the same vein.
I feel like that's where you're going with that.
Yeah, like if it's not Star Wars 1, it's not as good. It's its own movie. No matter what the series it is,
it's its own entity. Like it shouldn't matter. A good example of this is fucking Fast and the Furious. Okay, when you look at the reviews for the first 4 Fast and the Furious movies, they are so shit.
They were bad.
They are so shit. Okay. All of a sudden, fucking 5 comes out, like a bat out of hell, and it has like amazing reviews. And you know why? It's because it started out with 2 or 3 people saying, you know what, that was good. I enjoyed the action.
It was good.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, well, Fast and the Furious 5 is the best Fast and the Furious movie now.
I do think because I remember going to see the first one when it came out, and there was a lot of hype around it, and then I knew a lot of people that liked it, but I also knew a lot of people who did not like it. I liked it because I like cars, and I went in there with like, let me turn my brain off here and just look at the cars.
Yeah.
I don't think that a single other movie besides The Fast and the Furious has made custom car shops so much money.
So badass, and
I
the
did
new
think
hip thing.
I will say this, and I'll jump on that wagon, man. I really did not like the second one.
Oh, I didn't either. I would say 4 and 2 are awful. Even
Yeah, I will say that part 6, what was it? No, was it 7? Was it 7 was the last one with Paul Walker? I'm sorry, guys.
7 was the last one with
Yeah,
Paul
Paul
Walker.
Walker. I did think that was way better than 6.
I thought that was even better than 5.
Yeah. I think the big thing for people with 5 was that I think it was the return of Vin Diesel as one of the main characters, and people were all like, Vin, you know. What was the slogan? New parts, original model? Or was it original parts, new model? Something like that.
One way or the other, yeah.
Yeah, some shit like that. So, but people are like, we went and saw, me and Chris, sorry guys, he's doing something tonight with the kids, so we're holding this shit down.
Yep.
We went and saw, what was it? Warcraft. And one of the biggest questions people kept saying was it better than Lord of the Rings? It's like, Lord of the Rings, it's not even related.
Yeah.
It's not even related. Why are you comparing that to that? And what you can't elevate a movie like Warcraft to try to compare it to the Lord of the Rings. It's not fair to Warcraft. I'm not saying it, one way or the other, but it's its own movie. Yeah. You don't compare it to the other thing. It's just not fair. And then we actually had somebody make a comment to us saying, actually specifically, that they appreciated we were not trying to compare it to exactly. Lord of the Rings.
And it shouldn't be compared because it's not a Lord of the Rings movie.
I think they're getting out of, like, there's swords and horses and shit.
Yeah, just because there's a fucking orc in it doesn't mean it's Lord of the Rings, And to be fair, you shouldn't compare every Lord of the Rings movie. It's its own movie. I know it's part of a series, but you can't say, oh, 2 is worse than 1, so I don't like it. I think it's bad.
The Two Towers was the weakest one, in my opinion. I thought that the first one, Return of the King, were awesome. They were all awesome.
But they're all pretty good, and it's unfair to say that Two Towers is bad because Return of the King is so fucking great.
Let me put it this way real quick while we delve into this. I don't think that 2 was bad. I think that my problem with 2 is that it was a build-up. It was a build-up to
it's set up. It's set up for Return of the King
movie. So I'm just like, I get no conclusions. Like I'm just like, it's like I got digitally blue balled, I think it's a climax, so to speak. I was just waiting for some shit to happen, like the end of Matrix 2. You get left on a fucking cliffhanger and you're like, shit, it's over,
Yep.
So,
and this can go into a whole nother thing. We could talk about this because we're both gaming nerds. When a game gets a fucking awful review and then you pick it up when it's in the bargain bin, and you know what? It's not bad. Any standouts for you in that standpoint? Or either one way or the other. One's get great reviews and it's bad for you, or bad reviews and it's good.
I remember there was a game called Soldier of Fortune.
Oh yeah,
and it was really gruesome. It was really gruesome, and they trashed it. It's insane, blah, blah, blah. I loved that game. I thought that shit was so much fun. Oh God, there's so many of them. Again, it's hard when you're like, pick a game
on the spot. Yeah, sorry.
But there are a lot of games. There are a lot of games that I play. Like people compare Black Ops 3 to Black Ops 2. It's a different game. It's similar, but I don't know which one I like better, to be honest with you. But I don't know.
Yeah, I like both games. I definitely prefer Black Ops 2, but that doesn't make Black Ops 3 a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. A big standout for me though is like what we were talking about in a previous discussion, my feelings on Fallout New Vegas.
They did kind of bash it.
A lot of people shit on Fallout New Vegas after 3, because 3 is a really great game. It's an almost perfect game, I agree. It has almost the same mechanics of Fallout New Vegas, but people shit on Fallout New Vegas for whatever reason, but it's really not a bad game. You can't say it's a bad game when it has the exact same mechanics as the game previously that everyone fucking fell in love with. So I don't, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to have to do a rundown on the top games that got shit on critically, but we're actually good.
We're actually all right.
I need to sit down and think about this because I'm like on the fly. This is actually kind of difficult for me. Because if I like it, I just like it. A lot of times I don't be like, well, the critics said it's shit. I don't generally try to read reviews on games, guys, because it fucks up your opinion.
Definitely.
I will read them after, but not before. Movies, I have a real hard time not doing that. I'm sorry. It's
'Cause
hard.
you got to go in knowing something
Yeah.
as a movie fan.
Yeah, so when I do think that, like you said, it has become a trend for critics to be negative, like consistently. Oh, that you know how they're like, oh, that's bullshit. What a joke. What a piece of shit. That's garbage. You know, like it makes them look better if they just trash talk something. It's like, come on, man, give them credit. Give them a little bit of credit. And you know, the worst part about it is though, is that it will break the movie.
Definitely.
Like even if the movie is decent and the story's good. If they give it a bad, like Suicide Squad and Batman vs. Superman, because of what the fucking critics did, those movies should have made $1 billion. Should have made $1 billion. They are not going to make $1 billion.
And
Batman, what are they at? Like, I think they're
30. Last time I checked on Batman vs. Superman's like 30%. Something close to that was.
No, but I mean the worldwide pull-in on I think Batman Superman made like 800 million.
Yeah, Suicide Squad just hit like 5, I think.
Yeah. So how many weeks? Maybe they got like 4 more weeks to go, some shit like that.
Give or take, 3 or 4.
So maybe we'll get close to. Chris's original projection was they'll maybe hit 650, and I'm thinking they're probably going to hit 7 something. I don't know if they're going to hit high 8s or 9s. What do you think? I don't
think so. With all the bad critic reception, and a lot of people don't get that, you know, Rotten Tomatoes is not just because it has a 29% doesn't mean it's a 2.9 out of 10 movie. It's an aggregate. So
they don't read the audience review. They read the critic reviews.
Yeah, and then like someone could give an 100% movie on Rotten Tomatoes could be so like 10 people giving a movie a 6 out of 10. And that could be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Because it's positive.
Because it's a positive review. Exactly. So I think that you guys are people that don't know, you know, you guys got to go into movies or try to with an open mind. Don't focus too much on this aggregate shit because it's not your opinion. It's not my opinion. It's someone else's opinion. And, you know, what do you think, Sean?
I think it's kind of sad. As a movie guy, I really think it's kind of depressing. I wish they would stop that shit. I'm just bleh. Like, I don't even know what to say about that topic. Like it's annoying, guys. Just enjoy it. Why is it always got to break everything into 1,000 different directions? It's such shit. It's such shit.
Why does every movie have to be a fucking tour de force for humanity?
It was okay, but it would have been better if they did this or they did that. So then it turns into from it being it was pretty good to it should have been this, it should have been that. Man. That's frustrating.
Or when you know someone says, you know what, it wasn't a good movie because it didn't have, you know, a moral lesson by the end of it. Does it need one? Does it need one actually? Like you know, you look at movies like I don't know if you've checked it out yet, but like I keep on bringing up this movie, The Guest, and it's on Netflix. You guys should definitely check it out. But you're following like the role of like a bad dude, and it's a fun movie. Does that make me a bad person? No, but it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean I can't enjoy watching it. It doesn't mean I can't enjoy watching him blow people away, you know, or whatever the fuck.
That's why people watch Batman movies. Do you think they go to see Batman? Most of the time, no. They go to see Bane. They go to see the Joker.
Joker, yep. And you look at all the posters. Who's on the posters is always the bad guy.
Yeah. Although with Superman, I'd say they go to see Superman.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Although I'm one of the few guys that thinks Henry Cavill is a little boring as Superman.
He's a bit. I agree with you. He's a bit stiff, bit stale, but he looks the part, and that's all they care about. He
does look the part, but I kind of did enjoy Superman Returns. I think the story was a little weak, but as far as because in my brain, guys, I'm sorry, call me old-fashioned, call me old, whatever. Christopher Reeves is Superman for me. That's just all there is.
And Brandon Routh is the closest.
Brandon Routh is the closest thing we had to Christopher Reeves, bar none. The voice, the looks, the everything. And so I was like, "Holy fuck! Where did they find this guy?" And then they just like blackballed Brandon Routh. Like he just
after that movie,
he can't do shit. What was the last movie I saw? I think Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like he played a part in that.
He was one of the boyfriends, yeah.
Yeah, the what was it? The 7 Evil Exes.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that the critics are being overly negative for pretty much everything.
Every fucking movie under the sun.
I mean, my God. And so we're going to move on from this negative topic. So you just saw a movie that is related to this topic that we just saw. What did you see, Mike?
Yeah, and like I brought up earlier, I saw fucking Ben Hur, and I could give like my brief little review
Yeah,
or
let's hear about Ben Hur.
my brief scenario or situation that I went through or experience, I should say, with Ben Hur. I'm eating dinner with my girlfriend at Boiling Crab out. You guys probably don't have it out there. It's a Louisiana crawfish restaurant, and I look at my phone and I see there's an early screening of Ben Hur, and it's the day before the movie comes out. So I go, why don't we check it out? My girlfriend gives a reluctant shrug. She goes, it doesn't look good. It doesn't have good reviews. And I'm like, show me the reviews. And it has like a 17% at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, you know what? I probably have to review it anyway. So can we please just go? And she says, okay. Sit in the movie theater. We walk out of it, and she says, I really loved that movie. And I say, that's right. I didn't love it as much as she did, but I definitely enjoyed it. And this is what drove me to talk about this topic in the first place. It's not the best movie on the planet by any stretch of the imagination. Definitely not. But to say it's an awful movie and to say it's the worst remake of all time or anything like that is so dramatic and so over exaggerated and not true. The acting is phenomenal almost across the board, and that's what really drove the movie for me. Other than the main villain, I thought everyone in the movie acted amazing, including the title character himself.
What is Ben Hur about for those of you who have not seen the Charlton Heston movie? What is this movie about?
Ben Hur is about, he is kind of a, prince of his area that he lives in, and he has an adoptive Roman brother, and Ben Hur's Jewish, so of course there's got to be some beef that they got going on. And Roman brother comes back from the war, and he's like, yo, Ben, you got to help me out. I got to move some troops into town. These zealots attack. Ben takes the blame, so he's separated from his family, and he's cast out into the world as a slave. And it's basically about his return, coming back to Jerusalem, and, getting the revenge on his brother. And I thought it was fucking sick. I thought it was awesome. Like that.
There's an epic chariot race in this movie, isn't there?
And it's very epic. It is so bloody, and for a PG-13,
I was going to ask you, is it rated R? Because I haven't followed up too much in this one.
They pushed the PG-13 to the max.
To the limit.
They pushed it to the limit with that chariot race. You see, it's not a huge spoiler. You see someone back of their head just like completely fall off, and it's grated against the wall, followed by a bloodstream.
Yeah.
It was insane. Other than a really cheesy ending, I thought it was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, guys. If you have not seen this movie now, turn it off right now. We're about to do some spoilers, okay? Spoilers.
I will go into some spoilers for Ben Hur right now.
Spoilers. Go, Mike.
Okay, so the big problem I had with this movie, and probably one of the only problems, is this ending. So we basically get to the point at the end of the chariot race when Ben Hur and his brother are the only two left. Okay. His name is Marsala. Are
they fighting each other, or are they riding?
And they are fighting each other.
Oh, his brother. All right.
Okay, so Marsala's got Ben on the brink of death, right? And he's got his foot right in his face. And then he comes to a change of heart, right? But it happens out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Because the whole movie, he's like, fuck my brother. Fuck Jerusalem. I love being Roman. Out of nowhere, this huge change of heart comes. He's like, you know what? I'm going to basically kill myself to let my brother win this race.
What?
So he moves his foot up, and his whole cart flips over. And because of this, he loses his fucking leg. His brother wins the race.
Does he die? Does the brother die?
And this is another thing. Brother doesn't die. So the next day, right? Then we cut to a new scene.
One day, yeah.
The next day, Ben's walking through this Roman camp, right? And everyone's super chill with him for some reason. They never explain how that happened. Because, 20 minutes ago, they hated him. Now everyone's in love with Ben Hur. He goes to look at his brother's desk, and it's all cleared out. And he's like, "Oh fuck, he's probably dead." Turns around, his brother's there, lying on this gurney stretcher thing, screaming at him, basically "Fuck you! I lost my leg because of you." But I'm like, you just helped him win. You did that yourself. He didn't do that for you. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And then they hug. Ben just no. He just says basically, "No, let's not fight anymore." And the brother's like, "Okay, I missed you." And then they hug.
Okay. Well, what is it? A feel-good ending,
And then this is followed by them riding horses literally into the sunset.
Well,
to a pop song, which is so out of place.
Pop song?
A pop song, and they didn't end with because the whole movie is orchestral, music
And
out
they
of
ended with
nowhere.
a pop song.
The song
Was it Kanye West?
it was probably Sia or Rihanna or one of those female artists. It's a good song. I've listened to it multiple times. It's just totally out of place and it has like this montage at the end of the credits of all the chariots and stuff. Totally out of place.
That can ruin things when you have a period movie and all of a sudden you hear Bon Jovi in the 30s,
or something. And it's just like, what the fuck happened? But that's my review of Ben Hur. I thoroughly enjoyed it apart from a super duper lackluster ending.
Well, guys, that is Mike's opinion on Ben Hur. So surprising. I guess I'm going to have to check it out now because I've seen the old version, but I haven't seen the old one since.
Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think.
I haven't seen the original since I was like 6. I don't remember shit besides there being a chariot race and the dude from Planet of the Apes in it. Go NRA. Woo! But so now when this comes to, Xbox Live or Netflix, I'll check it out. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. So any closing comments, Mike?
Go see Ben Hur is my comment, as well as don't listen so much to the critics, guys. They don't always know what they're talking about. They don't know how you feel about a movie. So just go in with an open mind if you can and try to enjoy movies, guys.
Absolutely. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, put it down below in the box. Good news, guys. We have surpassed the 700 subs. Woo, thanks to you guys. We are well on our way to hitting 800. I can't believe that, man. That's incredible. At least for us.
Flies.
I mean, man, I can't believe it. But after we hit 800, we will be on our way to 1,000 subs. And as we have said before, we will say it again. Once we hit 1,000 subs, we are going to be giving away a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, your choice. So in the meantime, keep watching movies, playing the games, killing noobs.
Yep.
All right. Stop the broadcast and cut, Chris.